Hello and welcome to another episode of Cannonball Diva Chronicles. I'm Cannonball Diva, a nurse practitioner and an ICU nurse for over the past 20 years. And today I'm going to be discussing the smear campaign techniques and strategies of the narcissist. Many narcissists go into panic mode when they realize that their victim or the person that they're supposed to be in a relationship with is trying to escape. Their manipulation and their control and their victimization. The narcissist's first thought is how he can rein them back in by not doing the right thing, of course, but by trying to control them in a different manner. Usually the way they try to do this is by getting other people involved in trying to speak to this person. They spread lies and they spread untruths and malicious talk about their victims. This is a way of them getting other people involved so that people who their victims trust, love, and respect can come to their aid to help them bring their victim back into their trap. This trap, obviously, is the trap of being under the control of the narcissist. The narcissist is desperate at this point and willing and desperate to go to far lengths just to bring their victim back under their control. Most times, they speak to family members of their victims, friends, bosses, anyone that they can get their hand on to talk to this victim, to tell them the error of their ways, after spreading malicious lies, obviously, about their victims to these people. They cause these people to empathize with them and to believe their lies, because when they lie, they put so many other traits into the lying. They speak in the most soothing, quiet voice, pretending to be someone that they're not, pretending to be someone that is desperate, someone that is worried, someone that is going through so much, and they just want the best, obviously, for their victims. And that is why they want these people to speak to their victims to come back, to be controlled and manipulated once more by them. Obviously, this family members, friends, most times are unaware of the desperate condition of the victims of this narcissist, that their loved one is under so much control and so much attack from this narcissist, and in their mind they're doing the best for their family members by talking to them, by speaking to them, by telling them to go back, by telling them to behave, by telling them to please do whatever the narcissist is asking. It's only for your own good, they'd say. He really loves you, he wants the best for you, or she wants the best for you. Please stop stressing this person out. This gentle, kind, loving, supportive person that you have as a partner just wants the best for you. And he's begging us and imploring us to talk to you so that you can please reconsider, so that you can please do whatever he wants, so you can please bend over more backwards. Just do whatever it takes to get back to this person who is controlling you, who is beating you up every day, physically, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, financially, who is doing everything to destroy you. Isn't it strange that it becomes your own members or family members who you love and who are supposed to be there for you, who inevitably get you back under the control of this person without realizing that that's what they're doing? Many times in my own relationship, I found that I went back just because I wanted to please my family members, or I wanted to do what I thought was right, because somehow they convinced me that really all I needed was just to go back or just to be there and continue to take the abuse and assault. Innocently, of course, like I said before. These people who the narcissists choose to speak to and to tell all this falsehood about their victims are called flying monkeys. Remember The Wizard of Oz? I believe there was a time, it's an old movie where the witches were flying all over the place and they tried to speak to the monkeys. I didn't really watch the movie, but I know that's where that terminology comes from. They tried to convince the monkeys to do wrong, to afflict somebody. And the monkeys were used to go, they were flying all over the place, trying to cast spells and trying to place curses on innocent victims that were unaware of what their intention was. That is the role of the flying monkeys in the life of the narcissist. I've heard of stories where the narcissist has run to the place of work of their victims and actually told lies. And they've had an outburst of anger, an attack against their victims, up to the point where sometimes their victims are fired from that job because they don't want anyone to control their victims but themselves. I mean, they feel that their victims are so, I guess, so attached to the job, or maybe the job is a place of rest for this victim, or this victim just loves to be at work to get away from them. And they feel that that time at work, or that time, or people at work are taken away from their control of their victim. They'll do anything to take that away from their victim, up to the point of even going to that place of work and attacking them, just so that maybe the boss can just get fed up and say, you know what, you're not allowed back here. I'm tired of all of this drama. Go and figure out what you're doing with your life and don't come back until you figured it out. Many victims get fired and they land right back where the narcissist wants them, which is back under their control. Because when they lose their jobs, then they are home more frequently and more hours and time is spent by the narcissist attacking this person. I've seen and heard of a story in the past by a pastor of some sort from Ghana. This is just a story that comes to my mind now, who went to the place of work of his spouse, of his wife, after he had abused her physically, emotionally, verbally, and it was even recorded. And at some point she called her brother in to help her, and her brother became so obviously angry at this man and said, you know how to hit my sister. This is the last time you're going to place your hand on her. And the video showed this man getting so upset, and there was a physical squabble at some point where he beat up this guy, this narcissist. Obviously, he can't fight a man, but they can fight women. They like to pick on people who they think are wickeder than them. Many of the narcissist victims, as a matter of fact, are not even weaker. They just choose not to be in that bad character frame where they misbehave themselves and fight back. Most of the narcissist victims are actually the strong ones who know what's right and choose to do right. Because as you know, it is harder to do right than to do wrong. It's so easy to do wrong. If there's no control in the world and lawlessness, it's easy for people to do whatever they want. And that lawlessness is easier than actually being under control. So this brother was fighting the narcissist on behalf of his sister, and it was videotaped, where the sister was begging him, please don't do that, just leave him, let's just go. And the last thing this narcissist said to the brother was, I can promise you one thing. You think you've won? He said this, and I quote, if she doesn't die, then know that I'm not a prophet. This is a prophet, someone that's supposed to be a prophet of God. If I don't kill her, then know that I'm not a prophet. In such a wicked, angry voice. And the next slide of the video showed him how he was making his way to her work. She worked in a bank very early in the morning. He waited for her to leave the car, and then she made her way towards the front door of the bank. He shot this woman. When she fell, the video showed him standing over her and pumping 2 more bullets into her brain. Beautiful, beautiful young girl. I don't even think she was up to 28 years old. Why? Because they hate to lose control of their victims. And they're willing to go to far lengths to destroy their lives, as far as killing them. The courts took him in, and the police came, and they showed him in court looking morose, like the animal that he is. Not all flying monkeys are hoodwinked by the narcissist. Some can see right through them, and some decide to be quiet about it and not get involved in marital affairs of their family members, while some innocently try to help and nudge the victim back into the narcissist's control. The narcissist knows just what they're doing, and they have a very wicked and vindictive plan for their victims. Flying monkeys, I would say most times, want the best for their loved ones. So you can't really blame them for doing what they do. But they are unaware that they are also a tool in the hands of the narcissist. I'm going to stop now. I hope you all have a good day. And I hope that the stories I'm telling you are just to eliminate and highlight the tactics of a narcissist. So if you're experiencing any such attacks or tactics, it's just for you to be aware and prayerfully consider getting help. Thank you, and stay blessed.